Hey everyone, welcome to Triple T Thursday. Today we're going to be chatting all about 10 different ways that you can make money on YouTube. And literally I have to say, without AdSense in parens because most people, it's the first one they think of, so whatever, it's a freebie. So it'll be 10 plus a bonus. And I'm so excited that you are here. We are 10 days away from Christmas, and so I figured let's do a 10 ways to make money countdown. So if you're into that, then I hope you give this video a thumbs up and you enjoy it while you're watching it. And maybe you can comment below some ways that you're making money on YouTube so we can add it to the list. So if you're out there, and I hope you are, I would love to know, because we always start each episode with a question, and that is, what's in your cup today, y'all? I had a couple minutes. I just got off watching, it's still going on, but 3D Printing Nerd is doing a live stream for one, charity, but two, he does like a big one around Christmas every year. And it is awesome to watch. I was just in there. There's like 3,000 people in there. He's also doing like a charity fundraiser for Seattle Children's Hospital, I believe it is. And so people were donating money, and it was just really cool to see. So after this live stream, I think it's still going until like 7 o'clock. So if you're into 3D printing and all that kind of stuff, and Joel is kind of a friend of mine from Seattle, so I like to go and support local. What does that mean on YouTube? But today, anyways, I had a couple minutes, and so I ran downstairs and I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Because the fridge is pretty empty, not going to lie. So I decided, I was like, okay, so I've got some frozen fruit, and I found a little bit of rum in a cabinet. And then what I did, because that was about all I had. I have no mixers or anything, so I added some water, and then I added a splash of like the Crystal Light pink lemonade, like the stuff that you add to the water. And I was like, yes. So it's kind of like it is a fruit daiquiri of sorts. So that's what's in the cup today. Let me know what you're sipping on. Adam's Exploits, great to see you. Sammy Superstar, great to see you. I'd love to know, how is your experiment going with one short every day since September, right? Going well? Going well? All the things? Okay. Tell me all the things and what's new with you. All right. Okay. So we're going to be coming over here, and I feel like these lights are just a little bright. Also, I don't know if y'all have seen it. Oh, I didn't turn my lights on. Oh, because the TV. Here's the squirrel brain in me right now. So I usually have more of these. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, let's see right here. This is not, this is the worst explanation ever. This is a white wall, but this is a gray blackout curtain. Technically, I have 3 panels of them. One here, one here, one here, okay? But I took out the one in the middle because it hides the TV, because I never use this TV, because there's like nothing hooked up to it. There's no remote, all the things, okay? But anyways, I decided, and I hate the reflection that it gives from the lights and stuff, but I was like, oh, no, we're going to try this out. And we are going to have this, but I have these little lights that are like on a sticker that go to the back of the TV, but because it's powered by USB, which is only on when the TV is on, the TV has to be on for the lights to come on. All of that being said, if I hadn't taken time to make the daiquiri, then I probably would have my own YouTube channel up here playing, and then you would see the little lights in the background. Oh, here you can see the curtain's not here anymore. Oh, and scissors and stuff, because I was just messing around with this today. So this is supposed to be that same panel of blackout curtain, but it's not today. So did any of you ask for that? Nope. But that's where we're at with that. Chatty Cathy. Today I'm being a Chatty Cathy. So I just wanted to share it with y'all, okay? All right, so these are going to be in no particular order. They are not ranked in order of importance. They are not anything like that. And we're going to see if we even get to, how many we get to. Let's just let's say we're gonna aim to at least hit 10, okay? We should probably have notes someplace so I can, oh, maybe I can put it in the chat. All right, number 1. Like I said, we're just going to have this one be a gimme, and we're going to say how to make money on YouTube or as a content creator. Number 1, AdSense. Hopefully you guys will see that. Boom, AdSense. Speaking of, I wanted to get my music up here so that I could, how do I do this? Hold on one second here. I need a 3.5mm jack, or I need to connect Bluetooth. We're going to go Bluetooth. Can I do Bluetooth reset whilst I'm still live streaming? Or should I just use a phone that does do it. I'm gonna think about that for a second. I'm gonna give you a second here. Here we go. Please work, please work, please work. Come on. Do it. Are you doing it? Yes. All right, tell me you guys are hearing that. Guys and gals, are you hearing the music? This is Creator Mix music. Did you see how it took me exactly the length of time that pre-recorded music was done to be able to bring in the Bluetooth music? This is my playlist, by the way, available on Apple Music or Spotify, my Creator Mix. If you're looking for music for your live stream or your videos, you can also check out Creator Mix. It's over here. Why don't you tell me it's over here? This is the Nimmin brothers, D. Nimmin, Nick Nimmin. Right there, royalty-free music for your live streams. Ooh, I'm impressed with myself. Ooh, that felt good. That was so good. Okay. You had canned variable progresso soup for dinner, and I survived. You know what? I had top ramen today. So it's more like 3 or 4 shorts. You're doing 3 or 4 a day? Wow. Wow. Sammy, I remember you were trying to hit 1,000. Now here you are about to cross 3,000. Fan-frickin-tastic. Love that for you. All right, number 1, we've got AdSense. Yes, there we go. Number 2, y'all are not telling me if you can hear me. So you better be able to hear me and say all the things, all right? Number 2, we're gonna come in here. We'll just keep it almost alphabetical. Here we go. Number 2 is going to be affiliate marketing. So if you have a company that you love to work with, or that you just love their service or, you know, their product. So I've been using Rodecaster, right? And so if I wanted to talk about Rode microphones, or I want to talk about every single episode, how much I love Rode, and maybe they have an affiliate program, or I sign up for Amazon and I can sell people the, the Rodecaster, or maybe make a couple videos under the influencer program, right? So maybe people then are convinced to buy it and I get a cut of it. So there we go. We got affiliate marketing, or the Amazon influencer program. They have other programs besides Amazon. We've got, you know, like B&H Photo. There's services like Magic Links, which is like a big conglomerate that has lots of different places inside of it. That could be another one for you. There are all kinds of them out there. And then if you want to kick it up a notch, there is the ability to use a company like Genius Links, which I have done a video on YouTube. And let me just, 1 second here. Let me pull this up and then I can show you. Let me find it. If I say on my channel and I want to search for, it should be. There it is. So if you've never heard of Genius Link, here is a very quick video on it. You can go and put in your links and then you'll be able to monetize more. There we go, live chat, there we go. There's that video. Now, we've done affiliate links. Now, a few other places, there's a lot of places that you can sign up for an affiliate program, and you don't have to have a requirement for, you know, a certain amount of followers or anything like that. It's just if you get paid, or if they get someone to sign up, then you get paid. Now, this could be anything from software that you use, such as like TubeBuddy. By the way, I have a link for TubeBuddy down in the description box. You could go down there and click it and get yourself 14 days of any level for free. You can get a 20% discount. You can, whatever, if you want to stay with them for as long as you want to, there you go. You could use that. And then if you sign up, if I'm the first person to introduce you to this company, then I can get a commission from you signing up, whether that's monthly or annually or anything like that. Other places that you can become an affiliate for, if you are live streaming, such as I am right now, you could become an affiliate for that. So you guys know, I love Ecamm. I've used Ecamm in the past. I've used Restream. I've used a few others. I have my favorites, but there you go. They all have affiliate programs. You do not have to pay to be part of those. There's not a qualification for it. It's just, it's available to anybody. So some programs like Amazon, you do have to have a certain amount of followers, and some, like, you know, let's say Restream, it's a referral credit. So that could be anything from, you all know how much I love Descript. So Descript has a referral program. Ecamm has a referral program. And so all of those places that if you get people to sign up, TubeBuddy has a referral program. All of that is going to be available for you, and it's at no cost to you, right? Number 3, we talked about this yesterday, and this was the members only live stream. So I did make it so that you can rewatch it, but right now the only people who could comment on the live stream at the time were channel members. And so this is going to be 2 birds, 1 stone here. But number 1, we were talking about Redbubble. And so Redbubble, if you're interested in that, I would highly encourage you to go and take a peek at that live stream from earlier this week. So I was showing you how to open up a shop and how to search for royalty-free images and, you know, modify them a little bit so that you can apply them to any of these products. There was a pros and cons, that versus Etsy, and why I kind of prefer Redbubble in some instances. So that is a way for you to also make money without spending any money, because you can do that for free, whether it's on your mobile device, whether it's on, you know, your computer, iPad, whatever. You can take advantage of a lot of these free services so that you can go ahead and start uploading to Redbubble and getting paid if someone does make a purchase. So I think that's really cool. Which leads us into that entire thing is really kind of a POD or print on demand type of model. There are other places that you can do print on demand. This could be your own merch with something like Spreadshop or Spring. This could be, you know, doing things like Etsy, or doing and hooking up with like Printify, or hooking up with Printful, or hooking up with some other company. So there are multiple ones out there that you can upload your designs to, and then they take care of the shipping, and then you can just collect money after all the fees and everything have been deducted. If you are fortunate enough to be able to get into the Merch by Amazon program, it's pretty much the same thing as like a Redbubble or Etsy, but on a bigger scale, because they'll take care of the shipping, they'll take care of a lot of that stuff, but you do have to go through a separate application process, separate from associates, separate from the influencer program. And unfortunately I can't get in. It's a whole other story, but if you can, take advantage of it. Do it. Take advantage of it, okay? If this is making sense to you so far, can I get a thumbs up on this video? Because so far I think there's only 2, and I'm one of them. So come on, help me out here. Help me out with that. Okay, so that next thing though that I was going to mention is that we did a members only video yesterday, and a members only video is going to be something like, sorry, I'm writing it here. Is that where are we at here? So we had 1, I should have put numbers in front of it. 1 was AdSense, 2 was affiliate marketing, 3 was Redbubble. Okay, 3. So this is 4. That was 4. Don't let me forget. Okay, that was 4. 4. Okay, so something like membership. So yesterday was a YouTube membership exclusive, but you could also have a Patreon. You could have a Buy Me a Coffee. You could have a Discord. You could have a Kajabi internal site. You could have a Thinkific site. You could have lots of different companies will offer this now, whether it's part of wherever you're housing courses, whether you're housing something else. You can do paid groups inside of, let's say, Slack. You could do a paid Facebook group. You could do a paid membership site such as like Volley. You could do also one like Uscreen where Rob Balasabas and everyone works, right? Thank you, Chatty. Thank you. Keeping me honest, right? So number 4 is going to be memberships. So all of those are considered let's say memberships. And so that could be, you can even do them inside of like Buy Me a Coffee now. So all of those, you usually would offer some sort of extra perks or benefits, whether it's behind the scenes stuff, whether it's early access, whether it's maybe stuff without ads, maybe it's members only videos that are requested that don't normally show up on your channel, whatever it is that you decide to offer. It could be one-on-one help, support, almost like coaching, which leads us into services like coaching and consulting. So I'm going to put that as number 5. This is selling yourself as a service. Okay, so selling yourself as a service is going to be something like taking a skill that you know how to do. It could be video editing. It could be, copywriting. It could be channel management. It could be tag optimization. It could be, whatever it is that people are looking for, social media management. They're looking for someone to monitor their comments. Maybe they're looking for moderators in live streams, and it's a full-time thing because like someone like Emily D. Baker, and they live stream all the time, It could be a paid moderator inside of one of their Facebook or membership groups. So there could be lots of different ways. It could be something like you're tasked with a certain amount of hours per week or per month inside of maybe a Discord group or a Slack group or support in some way. So it could be any of those things, or it could be a skill that you're really good at. Like maybe it's, bookkeeping services. Maybe it is YouTube channel management. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's podcast editing or video editing or, creating shorts for people from their long form content. So all of that stuff is selling yourself as a service. But then there's also an additional layer where you could help coach or consult for people who are trying to maybe learn to do what you do and how you do it, or how to do what you do better, faster, quicker, more efficient, right? So it could be you get paid by someone to come in and teach their team how to really get the most out of a live stream experience, or you have a lot of experience when it comes to setting up your live stream gear and making sure all the bits and bobs are all connected correctly and how to switch. Or maybe you're really good at setting up Discords and, people hire you for that. So it could be any of these things where you have expertise in something, and then you are allowing people to tap into that expertise so they can achieve what they want to do faster. Okay, are we good so far on that? Yes. Now the next thing you can do, kind of on this vein, but then not so much on a one-on-one basis, is going to be a one-to-many. So instead of one-to-one, it's going to be one-to-many. And this is going to be something kind of like where I was just saying, like with print on demand, where you upload something and then people buy something and then you can collect money. This is kind of like that, but this is going to be digital goods and services. Okay, so with digital goods and services, you can do something like list it on Etsy. You could sell it on your own Squarespace site. You could do something where basically they just download a PDF with a link to something. So we have a lot of Canva templates that are sold. We have a lot of could be Lightroom presets and filters. It could be all kinds of templates and workbooks and worksheets. It could be a digital calendar. It could be any of that kind of stuff. So the idea is you have it once and you create it. It could be the digital subscribe button that you teach people how to make, or they can just buy it themselves, right? Hello, Sensui20. Hello from Honduras. Greetings from Seattle. Greetings from Seattle. Now, if you guys are also enjoying the music, make sure you check out this way each time. Creator mix. Okay. Creator mix. Now, one of the nice things about creating these types of listings or anything like that, it can be housed, let's say, for free in Google Drive, and what you're providing is a link to it. You could create a digital PDF, and then it just has a link to wherever you're hosting it if you want to do something like that. So there were some things that I sold on Etsy as well, which were like little stickers that you put for like Instagram stories if you wanted to do something like that. A friend of mine, actually, my nose itches, sorry, has a service where she creates like little GIFs or GIFs, whichever way you want to run that, for people. And then she, I think, delivers it via probably Google Drive or something like that. So she does them via digital illustration, and then she sends them to them, and maybe it's in their colors, maybe it's in their font, maybe it's, you know, some special quirky saying that they have for their channel or social media, and she sells them in packs. So there's something like that. Something else that I saw, which was really interesting, if we go back to selling yourself as a service, there's a girl on TikTok that used to do social media, like how-to tips, and then she did a wedding for a person who was a client of hers, and now she creates TikToks at weddings as her job. So now her job is to travel around to different people's weddings and do TikToks and social media for them. Some of them because they want it for safekeeping and, you know, whatever. Some of it because they're kind of social media famous, if you will, and want to post stuff but want it to look really good. It could be something like that. Hey, Dutch Can GM, welcome. Welcome to the party. You know, a wizard is never late. A wizard arrives precisely when they're meant to. So, what's in your cup today? Also, what do we think of the television? I am a little bit bothered by the reflection. Not so much, though, that I'm going to change anything right now. So, but trust me, in the future, I was going to have a video playing back there, but I just didn't get around to it today. So, there's that. Okay, I'm not ready for it, but thoughts on Patreon memberships. Okay, so we're going to rewind. Patreon memberships is going to be, where were we with that? It was memberships, right? So it was number 3. Now, with Patreon memberships or any other kind of memberships, whether that's on YouTube or anywhere else, one, it can sometimes be difficult to get people away from a platform that they may have found you. Take that for what you will. So let's say you have a community that's been built off of YouTube, but then you're sending them to a Patreon to have a membership with you. You're going to lose some people in the conversion process just because it's an additional hoop to jump through, right? Sometimes I can't even get people to sign up for memberships, even on YouTube, and they don't have to leave YouTube and they find me on YouTube. So keep that in mind. So then it becomes, if you're going to support another platform, what is the reason for doing it, okay? Is the reason for doing it because you're trying to get around some sort of censor and maybe they're a little looser over on Patreon? Is it because they have different ways of communicating? Like, what do they have on Patreon that they don't have, let's say, on Kajabi, or they don't have on YouTube? And so now you're weighing the pros and cons. Plus, Patreon, depending on how much they charge for the transaction fees as well as the monthly thing, once you start doing the math, it may or may not be worth it for you to be on a specific other platform. So it just depends. I mean, if I have any channel members here, can I have an "it depends" in the chat? Speaking of channel members, I think I saw yesterday, 2 days ago, that we had a new channel member. I just didn't see it come in until the day after the live stream. And so I believe Dutch Can Jam joined us as a channel member a couple days ago, right? So for that end, I want to play your graphic and welcome song. So everyone hold on to your eardrums. First, I got to find my scenes. I got to find my, I got to find my scenes. Where are my scenes? Show scenes. Where am I? Oh, they're over here. Okay. Wait. Purple self-promo. New channel member joining. Here we go. New channel member joining. Watch your ears. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. That one was for Dutch Can Jam. I think I saw 2 days ago that you joined as a channel member, so thank you. I'm sorry I missed it during the live stream that we were doing, but I thank you for joining. Now, back to channel memberships here. Is there a way to, or how do you protect your digital product from being resold or given away after download? I know YouTube channels do Patreon and have private Zoom meetings and special perks. Yeah. Okay. There, I want to be careful with how I word this, okay? Because I know there's always an element of possibility that exists that someone is going to steal your shit. It could be behind a paid paywall. It could be, you know, whatever else it is. So you have an unlisted video, they start sharing out the link. You have a video that's private, they screen recorded it. You have, you know, something else, they use some sort of software to scrape it and download it. It's gonna happen. And it's not one of those like don't care. I mean, it sucks. I'm not sure what to tell you on that. You could try and do something like put it in a Vimeo and have it password protected and, you know, stuff like that. But also, one, you probably have to just know that at some point something of yours is probably going to be ripped off, and it is what it is at this point in time, which isn't the best advice to give you. And so, yeah, how do you minimize? Maybe password protect and put it behind some sort of paywall. You could try and, you know, limit the amount of times people can watch or download. You can try to prevent access beforehand, but then you're really playing like cat and mouse with someone's always going to find a way, right? So, yeah, I'm going to say password protect it and put it on a site that, you know, you can have a private video where they can only be via email and you have to add them specifically, but there are also limits on how many. It's like no more than 500 people could be added. So it could be one way to go. It cause friction though, because they have to be signed in with the same email on YouTube that you send the email address to, possibly. Does that not mean they couldn't still probably screen record it? No, they could still probably do that. So hopefully that helps. Add some doom and gloom. That's what I'm here for. You're welcome. So YouTube channels, yes, you can do private Zooms. Sometimes there's other special perks. Sometimes they'll do, you know, maybe something like streaming into a Discord or something like that, and or Zooms or something like that. And then maybe you don't have to deal as much with maybe some of the copyright stuff if you play music or you're hanging out or do something like that. It really just kind of depends. It also depends on if you're live streaming it and putting it and housing it on YouTube. And yeah, some of the other platforms, maybe specifically like Patreon, I've heard you can get away with a little bit more stuff, but that's because it is behind a paywall. Just something to keep in mind. Yeah, but it is something. I even had this conversation with Mahat Mama, if you guys remember, and she has an OnlyFans, and I'm like, what do you do? Like, someone's screen recording, you know? She's like, it's gonna happen, and yeah, it's gonna happen. Okay, it does, and I totally understand. Yeah, it's a tough thing to manage, track, and keep control of. Yeah, so it is also a hard thing sometimes, depending on how many places that you split yourself off onto. If you're going to be on Patreon, and then let's say Buy Me a Coffee, and then on Discord, and then on YouTube, and then on just making sure that you're really up to date on your calendars and what's going where and all of that information. So just something to keep in mind. I did a long time ago have a Patreon. I found though that because it wasn't a site that I just logged into every day, I felt also bad about like having these tiers and then being like, am I even going to be able to deliver on these? I don't know. So I was just kind of like, nah. And I just, I eventually just ended up closing it down. So, and Pixelpia did say you could add a watermark. Yeah, you could definitely add a watermark to your video. depending on where it's shown though, because if you're just watching it, then having a watermark isn't the best. But I was who was I talking to? I was talking to, just in a YouTube comment, Aussie redneck singer. He was saying that he would have to have an OnlyFans for something, and I was telling him that Cooper's going to have to open an OnlyPause to help pay for gas money. I found a really great audio. I put it over on my TikTok if you haven't seen it yet, because I don't think I've put it up on my YouTube stories. Sometimes I'll take some of those shorter ones that aren't even like worthy of being a YouTube short, and I'll just put them in my YouTube stories. But there's this audio, it's really cute, and the audio is originally of this cat where the lady's like, we're gonna have to sell your feet pics, and the cat's like stretching, and then all of a sudden like the little toe beans show up. So I found one where Cooper and I put the video for Cooper, and I said, we're gonna have to sell your feet pics, and he has this little tongue that sticks out sometimes, so it kind of looks like he's just like so I thought it was really cute. I put it over on TikTok if you want to see it. All right, so where are we now? We are at, what was it, 5? Were we at 5? Let me go back. We were 5 was services like coaching and consulting. That's yourself as a service. Oh, 6 was digital goods and services. Bam. Digital goods and services. All right, that was 6. So now we're on to 7. Wow, we're on to 7. All right then. Separate from print on demand is going to be your own merch. I'm just going to put that out there because it doesn't have to necessarily be clothes. It could be the stickers. It could be, mugs. It could be something else. So if you are talented in that way, there you go. Knock yourself out. Or open up an Etsy shop and try and be a stickerpreneur like myself. Does Cooper sing and howl to music? He does not. He does not. I would love it if he did, though. He's the best. I love him. I love that dog. Did you guys see? I have a YouTube short. It was the very first day of the Shortsmiths challenge, which is to shoot and post 31 shorts within December. And so I think the first one that I did, which was part of the challenge where you have to use the Mariah Carey song and talk about things you do and don't want for Christmas. And so I have both of them in their little sweaters, although she is now, baby Casey's in now a new Christmas sweater. So they're kind of like Mr. and Mrs. Claus with their little matching belts. They're so cute. And so I was saying like the things I don't want for Christmas, but at the end I was just like, I just want my dogs to love me as much as I love them, which is impossible because I love those little stinkers way more than they love me. But they're so cute. I also, if you haven't seen it, please go watch. I think I did post it as one of my YouTube stories, and I also posted it on the Shelly Shops Online YouTube channel because it is actually a product video for Amazon influencer program. But I took a speed lapse of myself. Have you seen? They have these little harnesses that you put your dog in and then like hang it like on a shower rack or something. I have it like on like a little pole that a pole, like the 2 poles that hold like a paper backdrop. And I hung Cooper up on the little harness and tried to shave his little legs and like clip his toenails because he's such a wiggle worm. He will not let me clip his toenails ever. So I try and enlist the help of my husband sometimes, and we're doing like the hug him like a burrito and all these different things, and it just never works out very well. Okay, it just never works out. But this time I actually managed to clip all 10 of his little toenails, and even though it took me an hour and I threw out my back in the same process, like I am hurting, like I'm hobbling around like a little old lady. Like I had asked my husband, like, can you get the blender out for me? Can you get the frozen fruit for me? Like I can't bend over right now. I can't, like every time, like if something's on the ground, I'm like squat down like a ballerina. Like I am hurt right now. So Coop, it came at a great price, I'll tell you that. But he's so cute right now. His little tiny little legs, because you can see it in the little video. It's and he just looks so cute and defeated in the first couple of seconds. He's just hanging there, but he was just chilling. So he wasn't wiggling around. He wasn't like obviously distressed. He was just chilling. So I was like, wow, this thing is kind of genius. So okay, I'm sorry. You didn't ask for any of that. Let me come back to the chat here. Have I heard of Gumroad? Yes, I have heard of Gumroad. You know who sells a lot on Gumroad is Bradley Vinson. Bradley Vinson sells a lot of Keynote animations and templates and things over there. I know also because not only have I seen it over there, I got an email from him. I think I'm on his email list or something where it was like 1 day special, like 75% off everything in my Gumroad store. So I think he really likes it, and I know other people have sold like preset packs and stuff there, so I know a lot of people use it. I haven't used it personally, but I'm sure it's totally fine, and maybe also reach out to Bradley Vincent if I owe him a call too, by the way. You should reach out to Bradley if you're also interested in that, because I'm sure he'd have some experiences to tell you about, but as far as I know, totally legit, and he likes it. So we'll see. Images by Gretchen. Hey, it's great to see you. I think I saw you in Doc Rock's stream the other day, and I was like, familiar face. Great to see you. Is there snow next week? I did not know that. So, no. Although, it doesn't really affect me much because I don't leave the house. So, I used to only leave the house once a week for dance practice, and dance practice is on hiatus or holiday break until the new year, so it's just another day to me. I'll just be hanging out at my house. But, yeah. Adam's Exploit says, we had some freezing rain here this morning and rain for about 15 hours now. I'm in MJ, just across from Philadelphia. Okay, nice. Okay, Bradley Vincent. Sounds like an actor's name, right? It does. You're very, very welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so where were we? That was 7, right? So 7 was merch. It could be digital, it could be physical. I guess we already covered kind of digital products, which would also be a Gumroad type thing. So let's just say 7 is going to be physical products. That could be stickers, sweatshirts, it could be shirts, all the things, okay? All the things like that. So now we're going to move on to number 8. Let's talk about this. All right, number 8 is going to be sponsorships. So that's going to be a step up from affiliate marketing, and that is going to be actually working with a brand where they know about it too. That's the real difference, is instead of just, saying, hey, I really like this company, go buy it, and they do, and you get a thank you. This is where the company actually says, hey, let's do this together, and you work out some sort of deal. Maybe it's product at the beginning, maybe it's something else, maybe it's maybe if they have software as a service, you're getting service for free or for a limited time, or some sort of other benefit. Maybe you're getting an actual set amount, maybe you're getting a set amount plus commissions, extra like bonus commissions, something like that. It could be any variety of things. So there's lots of different ways to do that. I think a lot of people spend too much time in the beginning thinking about how to get sponsorships before they have any real influence. So not to say that you can't get brand deals when you're small, but I'm saying that what the brand is trying to do is tap into your existing audience, hopefully that wants to buy something that they have, right? So if you're somewhat like myself and have a variety content channel and a variety of people watching for a variety of reasons, I'm not as valuable as someone, let's say, for instance, as Images by Gretchen. Let's just say she's only doing photography type of tutorials, and it's only with a certain type of camera, and it's only, right? All of a sudden, even if she has a smaller audience than I do, which I don't know if that's true or not, but let's just say she only talks about Sony cameras and she does photo tutorials on how to use your Sony camera to the best of your ability. Then if she strikes up a deal with Sony, that is a very targeted audience that she has of people who love and enjoy Sony cameras and are learning from her and like her and trust her on her opinion when it comes to Sony cameras. That's an audience that Sony wants to get in front of. And so that's where they strike up a deal and a bargain to say, hey, maybe we give you early access to this camera, or hey, maybe we give you a coupon code, or hey, maybe we give you a something kickback where if anyone buys a camera using your link, then you get additional money, stuff like that, right? So it could be beneficial to both in that instance, and they wouldn't necessarily care that, let's say she has a small-ish audience if it's a very concentrated pool of exactly the type of people that they're looking for. Okay. So, Pixelpia says, hey, Dutch, I have uploaded 50 art pieces to Redbubble. Of course you have. Pixelpia, you're like me. You're a little bit of dabbling in everything. I love it. So Pixelpia, feel free to let them know how that's going. If you guys want to chat about it in Discord, if you want to chat about it in the live stream, it might be better in Discord so it has like a permanence, but maybe have a conversation about that and open that up. Okay. Adam's Exploit says, I get scam sponsors from India. You need to be careful, especially when you are small. Lots of scam artists out there. Yes, there are a lot of companies out there looking to take advantage of smaller creators because they don't know that they should be maybe asking for money or or not signing away rights to things like usage rights, perpetuity rights, all kinds of different things. There's all kinds of things, okay? So, Pixelpia, what are you selling in your Gumroad store? And one thing I love about Pixelpia is also you're putting these little seeds out into all these different places, right? Now we've got Redbubble. Now we've got Gumroad. Now we've got Canva templates, maybe selling on Etsy. And even if it's a very small amount, it's so much better to have all these different places that are starting to bring in money and they can start growing and trickling down into one big stream of revenue later, right? So I love that. Shelly is to blame for my current Redbubble obsession. You're welcome. But I would be curious to see, like maybe you start selling some pieces and, if you have an extra 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long it took you in last week's stream. Oh, you know what? So that stream, that was 45 minutes and that was 2 days ago and you said you listed like 10 pieces, right? So if you spent 45 minutes and created 10 listings and, a year from now or, 6 months from now or 2 months from now, you get some listings and sales, that'd be pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. All right. So if we're getting value out of this, hopefully you guys give me a thumbs up on this video, okay? Because we're only at 7. And like I said, I'm one of them. Now I'm going to get serious on you for just 1 minute. It is the holidays coming up and everything like that, but check in on your strong friends. Check in on your loved ones since you have a little more time on your hands. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was an announcement of someone who passed away by suicide on a couple days ago on Twitter, and it's Twitch, who I knew him from So You Think You Can Dance. Other people knew him as like Ellen DeGeneres' DJ. I also knew him as a dancer, and it was on TikTok, and met his wife on that television show, and they have some kids. And even the day, like 2 days before he passed, he posted like a dancing video with him, super smiley, just like as you would expect. And then to come out and have it be confirmed that he passed away, it's just really disheartening because you just never know what's going on with anyone out there. So I would just encourage you to check in on your happy friends, your sad friends, your family members. Just check in on people, just check in on people and see how they're doing. So, sorry. Pixelpia is saying the advantage with print on demand is that you create once and it's done. That's correct. Adam's Exploits for my new channel. I've gotten a few scam sponsorship emails. So far, the typos and the grammar have given them away. Yes. And we did do an episode about brand deal red flags. Sponsorship like red flags to look out for, and definitely some of that is in there. So if you need a refresher on that, you can also check that out, as well as I did a live stream with Justin Moore from Creator Wizard about brand deals and sponsorships. That might be a good one to go check out again as well. All right, so now we're going to be on, what was that? 8 sponsorships. Sweet. Let's see here. All right. Number 9 is going to be courses. Yeah, courses. Yes. Now I know Keely, in the course creators room for the Discord that I have, did talk about how she was getting her course ready for launch, and I asked her how it's going, and she said that she actually launched almost exactly, or like exactly 1 month ago. So I'm curious to see how that went for her, how it's going. A course is sometimes a really great way to bottle up your knowledge and the things that you know, put it into a very concise, well, hopefully concise. Mine was not. I was too loquacious, I guess. And a very like regimented and specific type of order. And then feed it to people in a way that you think it should be given to them. And hopefully it gets them from point A to point B, right? So if you think about that, like, what you're providing people is two things. It is a bridge between where they currently are and where they want to be, right? And they're paying for the most direct path. So you're saving them time by them not having to go to YouTube and fumble around and go through a whole bunch of tutorials that aren't what they're looking for. So the ability to truly save them time and get them from where they want to be, bridged from where they currently are and their frustration and pain point, right? So I'm here because I'm frustrated and I really want to finally start a YouTube channel, but I don't know how to make videos, to here, which is feeling confident in knowing how to put together a timeline, clips, exporting and uploading to YouTube. This is the bridge in between. This is what I provide for you, and this is what it costs. And being able to do that is a real skill for so many people that they need, but sometimes they're not even sure that the solution truly exists. So for you to provide them that solution is you doing them a service. So at that point, you probably should not feel slimy or greasy or like bad for packaging what you know and giving it to them, because you're saving them time, you're giving them convenience, and you're giving them the right information they need when they need it. So hopefully there's that. Okay, so what do we got going on over here? We have some smiley faces and a graduation cap, and it says, now I'm ashamed I haven't finished mine. Don't be ashamed. You've been doing, Redbubble stuff. You've been doing Gumroad stuff. So I need to book a consultation with you to get some fire under your butt. Sometimes an accountability buddy, right? We had that live stream about accountability buddies. Sometimes they're needed, man. And sure, you could probably do anything on your own, but sometimes you don't do something, even though it's for yourself, unless like you're afraid of disappointing someone else for not doing it. You know what I mean? So don't forget, that was one of the reasons that I finally finished my course was, one, I did not want to go back to Vid Summit and tell Steve Dotto and Justin Brown again for the third year in a row that I hadn't finished my course. And two, Trina Little was finishing her like kind of course thing, and she was saying, I'll mention your course, but it has to be done. And so that was the second push that I needed, right? So I wanted to not disappoint myself with talking to Justin Brown and Steve Dotto, and I wanted to be able to have someone reference me in her video or whatever email that she was doing and have it be true. Now, the fact that it resulted in 0 sales was not the point. The fact was me being held accountable to other people. That was the push that I needed to make sure that it actually got finished. So I totally feel you. I totally understand where you're coming from. I totally know what you mean. And you totally agree. Perfect. Wow, this one's kind of like funky. Okay, wait, let me make sure I didn't go off the rails here. Oh, I know that they have a new mix as well. I'm gonna play their top songs and see what's in here. Here we go. This one's called Unholy. Again, if you're looking for any of this music, it's over here. Creator Mix, okay? Go check it out for yourselves. It's free. Here's the thing. Even if, so this one's free, right? But if there was something that I really liked and also cost money, I would be like making money over here, Because why? Affiliates. And that was number 2, right? Affiliates. There you go. All right, we're on to the last one. What do you guys think should be number 10? I mean, there's more. There's always more. Okay, honestly. But, and actually coaching and consulting, you could split those up. Anyways, consultations, that is a whole separate thing by itself. Yeah. And actually any of those things were like service as a service, you as a video editor versus you as like something else, any of those could have been broken out into more. Yeah. Any of those could have been. Sorry, now I'm just thinking out loud. Ooh, goodness. Okay. What else do we have? We have memberships. We have, we talked about AdSense. We talked about courses. We talked about merchandise. We talked about digital merchandise. Oh, you know what? Honestly, I'm just going to put this out there. This is not really like a thing, but it's just a thing that this is a thing, even though it's not really a thing. Just because people forget about it. We, as creators, sometimes become equipment hoarders, and you know what I'm talking about, okay? So when I looked around here earlier at one point, right, I have like 6 different microphones. Here's a microphone. Here's a microphone. Here's a microphone. Here's a microphone. You know what I'm saying? There's a microphone. So can you hear me now? And I'm not the only one who becomes a digital hoarder of things. So sell stuff you aren't using. I was thinking about this the other day, and right, when you become more of a digital minimalist, sometimes when you have too many options, you choose no options, as opposed to if you only have one option, then you're going to make it work. Just very Tim Gunn, you're going to make it work. But if you have, let's say, and I know this is like kind of like, you're not making money, but you know what I'm saying. So here's 3 phones. Here's a 4th phone. Here's an iPad. Here's an iPad. Do you see what I'm saying? Is we complain that we don't have, let's say, enough gear, or we don't have the right gear that we want. But if we were to sell this iPad for $300, sell this iPad for $150, sell this phone for, $600, sell this phone for $400, you know what I'm saying? Now you can get yourself one good phone or one big camera that you want. So remember before when I was like, oh, I really want the Rodecaster Pro, but I can't afford it. If I sold all these things that I'm not using, I could afford the Rodecaster Pro that I wanted. If I sold these cameras and iPads that I'm not using, then maybe I'd make a really good dent in my vlogging camera, like the Sony ZV-1, or maybe I'd finally get the Sony a7S III, right? If I sold all of my microphones, then I'd buy another SM7B, and then I'd have 2 of the microphone that I really, really like versus maybe a whole bunch of other microphones I'm not using. So when you are thinking about this and looking around your house, before we start thinking that we need to buy all this other stuff, take a look at the inventory that you have and actually start to think, do I need this? Could I get rid of this? Could I sell it? Should I sell it now before the value goes down even farther? Could I trade it in towards a new phone? So when I got this phone, okay, okay, that's a lie. When I got the phone that's one model down from this, okay, the phone was on a Black Friday special, so they were selling it for $299, okay, $299, so $300 for a phone. Sweet, great. But they were going to offer me $250 for a phone to trade in. So technically that phone was only going to cost me $50, but I actually had a credit from buying this phone for $100. So technically I was going to make money on this deal. And so just today I ordered a phone case for this phone from credit after they gave me my $250 back for my phone. Because I'd paid, like $100 or whatever it was. I have $90 in credit, so I got a free phone case for this. I got whatever else. So here's what I'm saying is, you could trade in your stuff towards other stuff And that could be whether that's through a phone carrier or just selling the stuff, let's say on eBay or wherever else, or just Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. There's also, groups that you can get into where it's like, hey, the Sony buy and sell swap group or something. You can buy something discounted and you can sell all of this stuff. So I'm saying, take a look. You probably have stuff that you can get rid of. You probably have stuff that you can consolidate. You probably have stuff that you could trade in towards the gear that you really want, or just to have the money. What was that? 4? So here's the 5th phone. Here's the 6th phone. Here's the 7th phone. And actually on the back of these, I have trading credit. So this one is going to get me, let's say, at some point when they're doing their Samsung deal where it's any condition phone, even cracked or not, this one they'll give me $300 for. If it's not cracked, then it's $40. This one, it's, now it's worth $45, and I know that. Or this phone is going to be worth whatever. You see what I'm saying? We all have this digital clutter. We all have digital clutter. And so if you want to get more of what you want, which is more expensive gear or something else like that, take a look at what's sitting in your room or around you at any given time. You'll make money. So I guess you may think it's a silly thing, but as you start to upgrade gear all the time, sometimes you don't get rid of the old gear that you have. So maybe you should make some money from it and recycle it towards, or upcycle it towards new stuff. Yes? Does that make sense? Let me know. So Pixelpia says, I have a box ready to sell, but hasn't gotten around to it. Yeah. And there's also stuff, if it's not going to sell, you could just recycle it. And you actually just sometimes getting stuff out of your space feels really good too. The digital declutter that I talked about before, it feels good when you get rid of stuff. And I was actually thinking about this too when it came to makeup and different things. At one point I was like, I'm just going to start decluttering a lot of stuff because why do you hold on to it? It's been years. It's probably going bad. It has gone bad in a lot of cases. And I'm like, man, if I had just actually concentrated down onto the stuff that really makes me happy and I really love to use, then I could have sold all that rest of the stuff and just bought more of what I like. Or this is a unrelated subject, but a lot of the time we save stuff for not a rainy day, but for a special occasion. And if anything, from the Twitch unaliving and everything has shown me is every day that we're kind of above ground right now should be treated as a special occasion. You shouldn't save your skincare for a certain special occasion, because then if you only use it once a year and then it goes bad, good shake, Betty. It's just not worth it, right? So, and that's the thing, is we got to use the stuff that we have. And I feel like a lot of us don't do that. We don't use the stuff we have, and we should. So if I can encourage you to do a little bit of a digital detox and declutter, maybe put that money towards other stuff, even if it's upgrading, let's say, your lighting or your audio or, your video equipment, or getting a better phone, maybe do that. That's all I'm saying, okay? So Dutch Can Jam says, I've started to do just that, selling equipment I'm not using. Perfect. Or if I want to upgrade, I'll try and sell an old unit to put those funds towards the purchase of a new unit. Perfect. So remember that video, that live stream that I did before when I first got the Sony a6400 and I had traded in 3 or 4 cameras for it, which is just ridiculous if you think about it. I had 3 extra digital cameras sitting around here that I wasn't using, just further devaluing themselves. And I finally traded them in and I got a camera that I really wanted at the time. I don't have it anymore, but you know what I mean. And that's the thing, is I was really actually happy because, one, I wanted to get rid of all of the extra digital declutter and space in this room, but I also wanted to get something that I really wanted to use and love. And so it was a great move for me. So I highly encourage you to do that for yourself as well. Look around. And another thing is, I had thought for a long time about getting the Sony ZV-1 as a vlog camera. And then I was like, girl, you're so dumb. You don't want to carry the extra charger, the extra batteries. You don't want to have to carry around the extra mics. So why don't you just use your cell phone? And then even then I was like, you're still stupid because you don't really even vlog. You don't go anywhere. You don't leave your house. So what do you really need that stuff for? So even now when I'm like, oh, I have 4 phones. Why? It's not necessary. So I have been looking at, and I did my year-end tech review, if you want to call it that, on Twitter. And I said something like, this phone that I thought I had to have, the more that I use it, the more I actually don't like it, which is the Sony it's a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra 5G. It's the longest name ever. And I'm like, honestly, the more I use this phone, I don't really like it. And then I said, this is the Pixel 7, and I wish I'd gotten the Pixel 7 Pro. That's on me. But I like this phone quite a bit. And then I said, and the iPhone, like, I like it. Year over year, minimally improved, but, you know, it's dependable. It's not sexy. It's not flashy. It's dependable. And I almost thought about getting the 14, but then I was just like, no. But I did want that purple, though. So maybe next year, though, when this one is, like, completely paid off and I can trade it in towards, you know, maybe the 14 when the 15, unless the 15 comes out with USB-C, then I'm definitely doing it. Yeah. And I'll get a purple case. Okay, there's that. But I'm saying what I could do is I could trade in this one, and get the one phone that I really wanted, whether it's, you know, the phone with the 1 terabyte storage, or it was the Samsung I was thinking about getting the Fold 4 or something like that. And I was just like, I don't need to hold on to all of these things when I can do a digital declutter and put them towards the one that I really do want. That's all I'm saying. I don't mean to lecture y'all, though. 10 days till Christmas. The whole point, though, was, can we find 10 ways to make money as a creator? I think we have done that. You got the 7 Pro. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm happy for you, but I'm jealous. But happy for you. I think it's a great, and I love, did you get the green? I love the green. The jade is so pretty. The lemongrass is nice, but it's not jade. I almost thought about messaging, like, on Twitter and saying, like, hey, anybody out there want to trade me a Pixel 7 and a Pixel 6a for a Pixel 7 Pro? It has to be a 512, though, at least a 512. Yeah, that's about where I was. That's where I'm at right now. It's like, I'm about to trade these 2 phones in for the phone that I want. So I keep waiting to see if I can do a trade-in on this or this for the 7 Pro, but they stop at the 6 Pro and don't include the 6A, so I can't trade this one in, and this one's too new. So you got white. All right, it's all right. The white's okay, but the green, I love that green. Anyways, okay, it's Thursday night football. The Seahawks are playing. I'm gonna go check in with that and see how they're doing. I don't know how they're doing right now. I have not looked, but the 12 days of Christmas and making money and all of that stuff. So I am doing that as a shorts series as well as part of my Shortsmiths December type thing. So if that's why you see some repeated themes from tonight over the next 10 days, it's because I was doing 12 days to Christmas. So there's that. You used to be a Galaxy girl, not anymore. I think that all the extra software experience that they put on here on top of the Android, I don't like it. I really don't like it. I never used the S Pen. I'm just gonna say, and the keyboard on here is the worst keyboard ever. Like, every time, it's like I have so many typos, but this keyboard in particular, I never have that problem on the iPhone. I don't have that problem on the Pixel. So this is just like the worst, like, typing experience, honestly. And that's why I was like, the more that I use this phone, the less I like it. And I have some examples where I take some photos and then I try and use, like, the zoom, and it looks so awful that it's not even worth having this 100 times zoom when you can have, you know, let's say the 30 times zoom on a Pixel and still have it be clear. So if this is supposed to be the best camera type technology that they can do, I don't know, man, because even the video sometimes, like, although the Pixel does overheat in my experience, I think the video is actually best looking on an iPhone. Personal opinion. And so, I don't know. Some of the photo tests I even tried between the Samsung and the iPhone, every once in a while the Samsung would pull out ahead, but in reality, I feel like this is just a dependable phone that really works well. I don't know, you know? That's why I said, like, it's dependable, it's boring, year over year minimally improved, but, like, I'm also really deep into that Apple ecosystem because I can't leave AirDrop ever. Although Samsung Nearby Share is kind of cool, except Nearby Share doesn't work with, you know, the Mac computer. You guys didn't ask for any of this. You didn't ask for any of this, okay? All right. Anyways, I'm going to let you go. Go Hawks. I will see you next week for Triple T Thursday. I hope you have a great night. And boop that like button on your way out, all right? Everybody, have a great night. Bye.